And welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody. It is post-draft review time. We made it through 3 days of NFL draft. We got a lot of players, a lot of really good players, made a trade for one. And, I think we're much better off than we were come Wednesday. Eric, just initial thoughts. No, don't have to go into specifics, but how was the draft for you?
Oh, they killed it. They absolutely killed it. And who would have thought I would have gone after the draft? If you had told me before the draft, the Eagles aren't going to draft a corner and they're not going to draft a safety, and we're going to still be excited about the draft, I'd have tried to call you a liar.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think going into the draft, I think that was two important needs that the Eagles obviously had, they did not hit on either of those in the actual draft. Now, granted, they got a few undrafted free agent corners, that's for sure. We'll go over that in just a few moments, but yeah, I think initially when the draft board kind of fell and things were happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a lot of excitement. I think we were getting ourselves a little pumped up, especially we trade up to number 13. Mr. Kyle Hamilton's still on the board, and potential dream come true for a lot of fans who really had Kyle Hamilton as one of their top guys.
Yeah.
And the Eagles go another way, as they usually do. They go for the trenches. They picked Jordan Davis, D tackle from Georgia, who apparently had 78 people drafted from their team in the draft.
Yeah, at least.
Exaggeration. So I think the initial feeling for a lot of Eagles fans was a little disappointment, a little anger at Howie for doing the typical go in the trenches and missing out on a potential 10-year pro, all-pro in Kyle Hamilton. But I think that slight upsetness or anger really dissipated mere 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Not even 10 minutes, I don't think it was. When the Eagles announced that they have traded for 24-year-old wide receiver A.J. Brown by giving up their second pick in the first round, number 18, and the third round pick, 101, that they got in the New Orleans Saints trade.
Sure.
Again, I think they went out and had a need. A lot of speculation. They were going after somebody like Jameson Williams, who got selected right before to Detroit. at number
Right.
12 with trades and whatnot.
Did it not
So,
seem like he was even a little annoyed, Jameson Williams, when he got drafted by Detroit?
Well, wouldn't you be if you had to go to Detroit when a lot of speculation was you'd be going to Philly?
Well, sure, but that's because we're from to him. You really think he knows the difference between Philly and Detroit?
I think he does. That's why he was.
Well, now I mean, based on his reaction, I'd say he does, but
yeah. So obviously, like I said, they kind of went away. Now, don't get me wrong. I think, say, had Kyle Hamilton been drafted prior, I think fans would absolutely have been over the moon initially with Jordan Davis. I think they're coming along slowly, but again, that kind of Kyle Hamilton hurt is going to linger a little bit with some fans, and that's understandable. But the simple fact of the matter is, how and how he even reiterated it in a press conference. I believe it was Saturday. That we're always going to look for the trenches. We're always going to look for the lines.
Yeah, it's funny. All the talk about
we're going to choose that over other positions because that's how we feel we build a team. And he tells you flat out that that's what he's doing.
Yeah. For all the talk that we had about, maybe are they going to draft a wide receiver and like Jameson Williams? Oh, are they going to try to move up to get Hamilton? Oh, are they going to draft a linebacker, as you had suggested for so long? Are they going to draft a corner? And lo and behold, the first two picks, defensive lineman and offensive lineman.
Right. Yeah. So
and why were we surprised?
No, we really, again, we all joked about it, but almost in that half kidding, man, I hope they don't do this, but they probably will. They go second round. They go Cam Jurgens, center from
Nebraska,
Wisconsin or Nebraska.
Yeah.
So obviously, not sexy stuff here.
Sure.
I
love Jordan Davis. He was on my short list of guys I wanted, but I did have Kyle Hamilton. But I coveted Kyle Hamilton more than I did Jordan Davis.
Sure, of course.
But I'm not talking myself out of the fact that I still love Jordan Davis.
Right, and you definitely wanted. You definitely enjoyed Jordan Davis, as did I. You a little bit more than me, but
sure.
After this and going then with Cam Jurgens, but then learning more about Jurgens and learning more about Kelsey's process in this whole thing and his involvement and the fact that the Eagles basically said, "Hey, here's a group of guys, here's some centers, go out and do research, do what you got to do." And
does it not scream to you that in a year, Jason Kelsey is going to be a scout for the Philadelphia Eagles?
If not higher up, yeah, absolutely. And he basically came back and said, Cam Jurgens is my favorite player in this draft. He is in the three. Apparently, he'd been doing this for a few years. He said, in about the 3 years that I have been doing this, Jurgens is by far my favorite prospect that I've looked into, and he is the most like me that I have seen. And I mean, as Eagles fans, what more could you possibly?
Yeah, talk about a ringing endorsement.
Right, a ringing endorsement from your team's all-time great center. A perennial All-Pro, and just constant professional. He comes in there and says, "Yeah, this guy's just like me, and I love him, and he's my absolute favorite prospect." And the fact of the matter is now he gets to learn under Kelsey for at least the next year, depending on what he decides to do. But the beauty of it is Jurgens can play guard. So, the right guard position is theoretically open. I mean, they just released Nate Herbig as per his agent's request. Yeah. Again, I think he saw himself in a bigger role. And then obviously when you draft somebody like Jurgens and you already have, a couple of people in your way, it's understandable. So I'm sure the Eagles tried to trade him. It didn't materialize for whatever reason. And unfortunately, we released Nate Herbig. But yeah, I mean, the battle for that right guard position is basically, in my opinion, going to be between three people. If Jurgens is up to par, then yeah, he is going to certainly be in the mix there. You obviously have Sayamalo, and who am I forgetting?
Landon Dickerson?
No, he's on the left.
He's on the left? Okay.
Jeez, he literally started games for them. Why am I blanking like an idiot?
I'm kind of blanking now too.
Matt? No, is it Matt?
Oh, Pryor, right?
No, Pryor. Driscoll. Sorry, Jack Driscoll.
Yeah. Jack Driscoll. Yeah.
Sorry. Wow, what a brain aneurysm.
Well, we both had that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Convenient same time. So yeah, the three of them are going to essentially be battling it out for this right guard position, which is fantastic because then the two losers of that are then now backups.
Yes.
For the guard.
And he's a guard spot. Yeah.
So really, you didn't really need Nate Herbig, although again, he started I think about 17 games since the 2020 season. Did fairly well.
Yeah.
But you have your guard depth. You obviously have center depth because you have Jurgens, you have Sayamala, you have Dickerson theoretically. All these guys can kick in. And then you have tackle depth, with the fact that Andre Dillard is still on this team.
Right.
He hasn't gone anywhere. And in fact, I don't know if you have actually seen him. But dude is pretty ripped right now.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of good weight, by the way, and built muscle, and his body fat went down 5%.
Yeah, lost his baby fat and is now.
Yeah, exactly. But you have Dillard, you have LaRaven Clark, you have Brendan Toth, you have guys there, and again, we obviously have some other guards and centers there on the team. But still, our depth at O-line is fantastic. Now, with Jordan Davis, you essentially now have two full rotational starting lines. So whoever
when they won in 2017, that's what they had.
They did. So you have Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat on the ends. You have Hargrave, you have Cox in the middle. Then in the middle you have Davis, and then you have Williams, and then on the outside you have a Barnett, and then you have Jackson.
Yeah.
So these are all young guys, on the second team, so to speak, that can easily come in and spell some of the older veterans. So you're going to have a nice rotation, fresh guys, fresh legs for the end of the season and hopefully the playoffs. So you're really setting yourself up, both lines, as the Eagles love to do, just within your first two picks.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's funny. I looked at it, I thought, did the Eagles get any starters in this draft? I don't think they did. Nobody that's going to start day one.
Yeah, theoretically you're right because
I'm ecstatic with
Davis isn't starting, Jurgens isn't starting, Dean may start. We haven't even gotten to Kobe Dean.
Guy who we talked about maybe being a first round pick.
Yes, a lot of people had him as a first
round
pick.
Oh yeah.
And as the draft prospect go, I felt the separation between Lloyd and Dean.
Yeah.
But still, Dean was always a guy that I was like, I would love to have him draft him with the second first round pick, or at that time the third first round pick. And yeah, let's freaking go. And the fact of the matter is, this bogus medical report came out, and really heightened the severity of this pec injury. He had a pec strain, and they're making it out.
They're basically saying nah, dude, he's fine. Would be on the field this week.
Yeah, they made it out to be he was being asked to have surgery and blah blah blah, and he himself said no. no one even remotely brought up surgery.
Nobody
Like,
said
it
the
wasn't
word
on the
surgery
table.
to him. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on the table. He strained it like that. Okay, yeah, that takes a little time to heal, but he said, "Hey, rookie minicamps next week, I will be a full participant." Howie Roseman, same thing.
Yeah.
Dean will be a full
I think
participant.
Howie kind of sat there befuddled too that he fell to them in the third round.
Well, the simple fact is that he even said that they had a little battle in the second round of who they were going to take.
Mm-hmm.
You have the offensive side that's saying, yeah, go Jurgens. You have Gannon and his team was saying, hey, Dean, and they end up with both of them.
Yeah, and it's funny because when they have that debate, when it's any position and a linebacker in the linebackers lose them.
This is my life.
But I mean, because we were texting back and forth on Friday night when they drafted Jurgens, and I thought, oh man, now there's no way they're getting Dean.
Yeah.
I think the team would be gone in the next couple picks.
When he was available at that, I was like, oh my God, please, Dean. And
I really thought it had to be him. Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I honestly, Jurgens wasn't a name that I had heard attached to the Eagles. Now, obviously, yes, you always want to keep on offensive line when it comes to the bird, but yeah, it wasn't a name that I necessarily heard a lot for the Eagles. But everything that
I figured their plan at center would be to slide in Dickerson in a year and then just go get another guard.
Or Sayamalo, one or the other.
Right.
Just again, I only say that just because the Dickerson Malata left side combo.
Oh, I know. That's been such a good combo.
Is a big body combo right there on the left
Seriously.
side. It's like you and I could probably average 3 yards running behind those guys.
Yeah. It would just be I get behind them, and then when I get close to
the ground,
yeah,
get my 3 yards and go, don't hit me,
don't kill me.
Pretty much, yeah. So, so that again, that's the only reason why I would say that. Yeah. But so you hit D line, you add depth, you basically get your Cox replacement.
Yeah.
Then in the second round, you get depth. You essentially get your Kelsey replacement. And two strengths of this Eagles team, and has been for the longest time, has been those strengths.
Two guys who, they're not in the position, but they're two guys I would call pillars of this team.
Yeah, and you're just inserting and rotating and refilling, the talent pool there. And listen, sometimes it's not sexy. Sometimes there are people like Kyle Hamilton that you really want more. But in the long run, this is the way that this team has been built. And this is the way that Howie builds his team. And guess what? You know what? For all the people that, Howie haters, let's fire Howie. Listen, Howie, including last year, because I thought Howie had a great draft last year.
I thought he had a good draft last year. Yeah, absolutely.
Howie killed the last two drafts. He killed it this
he really killed it. Yeah.
Most grades for the Eagles have been at an A at least, if not an A plus for one of the higher grades in the draft among all 32 teams. They're also calling Nakobe Dean the steal of the draft.
Oh yeah, he absolutely is.
Unanimously across the board.
Yeah.
You basically got a guy who was probably projected a top 20.
Very least, if you want to say,
not in the beginning of the draft process. Mm-hmm. We're not talking like the first mock draft that ever came out for this year that Nakobe Dean was up there. No, we're talking a week ago where Nakobe Dean was in the top 20. And because of some BS and because of, people who, again, heard that and didn't want him on their board or because of his size or whatever, they took him off their board. And guess what? Eagles took advantage of that. And got themselves a starting quality linebacker that could come in day one. And again, this all depends on kind of how Reddick is being used or official, if he's even given an official position or where he's going to start out on the field. But regardless, he's got to be, in the mix there for some major playing time, if not starter type minutes because again,
Have they revealed what his jersey number is going to be?
Dean.
Yeah.
No, not that I've heard.
Okay, because I was going to say when it comes out, if it's a number you don't have.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
getting it either way. I think
Yeah.
honestly, and in fact, I'm speaking of numbers. AJ Brown, who again, we just traded for AJ Brown, by the way.
Yeah, everybody. Can we let that sink in
Can
again?
we just keep repeating that we have AJ Brown? Well,
Whenever you're sitting there at work, you don't feel like doing it, and your job is
over and over. We have AJ Brown.
We have AJ Brown.
We now have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. AJ Brown's 24. It's not like he's like 28, 29 wide receiver that we're getting. We're getting a 24 productive wide receiver, and people are like, "Oh, he had a bad year last year." They're a running first team with Derrick Henry. The only thing that really went down for him production-wise is catches. He had 70-some for over 1,000 the year before. He had 50-some for over 1,000 before. He still had I want to say 8 or 9 touchdowns this past year. Okay, I will gladly take that.
And Ryan, would you describe us as good friends?
Yeah, I think we've known each other for quite some time. I'd say that. Yeah.
So, and I feel like in our shows we work well together.
We do our thing.
You know who Jalen Hurts' best friend is?
You know what? I know the answer to this. If this is like trivia style, I know the answer to this. It's AJ freaking Brown, people.
So don't you think maybe they're going to work together?
He was literally there. Hurts was literally there when AJ Brown got the phone call when he got drafted by the Titans.
Yeah.
He was there. And they've been
at the party.
They throw all the time. Brown literally in his press conference said, listen, he's my best friend regardless of this, regardless of football. He's my best friend. And he came to my daughter's birthday party, a little while ago.
Yeah.
And we took a little time and we threw a little bit together. We always throw. No matter what.
I love this.
We'll take a minute or two and just throw a few balls.
Now, Brandon, I haven't always been the biggest Hurts guy, but
sure.
The way they're going to work together, it reminds me so much of the way Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, the way they would just spend so much time together. Yeah. I feel like they're going to have that kind of dedication.
Yeah, this is on another level. Mm-hmm. Because they're legit friends before they were.
Because you think Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison were friends.
Yeah, I don't think they were chilling at each other's houses all every day.
Yeah,
barbecuing or nothing. But yeah,
these guys. I mean, Mother's Day, maybe not Mother's Day weekend, but Memorial Day weekend, they're probably chilling, hanging out, and just hey, want to throw the football around? Hey, I really like this route. Let's work on it right here.
Right. So they already had that camaraderie.
Yeah.
You have Devontae Smith, who's again, how old is he? 22? 21?
Yeah, 22, I believe. 22? Yeah.
Okay. So you have Hurts, who's 23. You have Smith, who's 22. You have Brown, who's 24.
Yeah, AJ Brown is the old head at 24.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, if you look, you add in Mailata, you add in Dickerson, you add in Sanders, you add in Goddard's the old man now. Goddard's 27. He's an old head.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah, you had Quez Watkins in that mix.
I know.
This is all youth.
Denver yet?
This is all youth on the offensive side in the skill positions. You have so much youth, and your line is starting to get young. Yeah, you still have a few things to go, but
sure.
You just drafted a center that's going to eventually replace the all-time great of Jason Kelce whenever he does decide to hang it up.
And do you not now know that next year's first-round pick, guys, spoiler alert, it's going to be a right tackle.
Yep. Probably. You might be right.
And Lane Johnson will probably take him out.
God willing, Hurts does his job this year, and we don't have to worry about that position.
There you go.
We go right tackle, and then we go linebacker. Wait, what? Sorry. Force that habit. My bad.
I would say if you had to say right now, quarterback off the table for next year, if I had to guess positions, I'd say right tackle. And I would say probably defensive end,
D-back.
Or D-back, yeah.
I mean, again, So it doesn't look like
Well, without
Tyrann Matthew.
knowing the draft class next year.
Yeah, exactly. I literally have not looked into it. But it looks like Tyrann Matthew is going to sign with the Saints for a little bit less money than probably what he was offered for the Eagles. I think he only signed for 3 years, $33 million, which is relatively a lot cheaper than I would have suspected.
Right.
So listen, I get it. There was all types of reports that a deal was almost
He's
done.
from there, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He went to LSU. He's from he's from down there. So yeah,
I think he's from Mississippi, but trust me, I've driven that drive between Mississippi and Louisiana.
All the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, the first 3 picks, I think, after Friday night, I couldn't have been more happy.
Yeah.
I was so ecstatic. The fact that we got Dean, I must have gotten about 100 text messages. We got Dean. And again, the Eagles kind of moved around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They actually only ended up drafting 5 players.
Yeah, I was a little surprised.
I think at one point, didn't they have 11 picks at one point?
Yeah.
And for most of this, portion of the draft, they
had 3 first rounders at one point, and ended up only taking 1 person in the first round.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so in the 6th round, so we go from the 3rd to the 6th round, we get another linebacker. What?
Yeah, I was blown away.
Yeah, and honestly, I really like this kid, Kyron Johnson from Kansas.
Yeah,
he's from down south, Texas.
He was one of the guys I had written down in my little notepad about guys I was interested in.
Yeah, I thought he was certainly a bit of a higher graded than the 6th round. So it seemed like we got a decent value there, and again, I think he can compete. And we have players on this roster that. Again, it's we don't have necessarily world beaters at linebacker, but you have a few players in the linebacking position like Sean Bradley, like Patrick Johnson, Jacoby Stevens, Davion Taylor. Like, I don't think it's under the the possibility isn't there that he couldn't make this roster with the linebacking core that exists. So, again, I think you probably just got yourself another rostered player, which again, fantastic. And then
I guess he's probably going to end up on the practice squad. But
most likely, yeah.
But it's not outside of the realm.
I think there's a good opportunity for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 6th round again, we take a tight end from SMU, Grant Calcaterra, who, by the way, is also knows Jalen Hurts at their time at Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma before he went to SMU. So again, knows Hurts, has that rapport with him already. Tight end certainly is not, outside of Goddard, is not a position that's obviously too deep. You have Richard Rodgers, you have Jackson, you have Jack Stoll, you have J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Forgot about him. And
forgettable.
So again, I don't think it's out of the complete realm of possibility that he couldn't make this squad in some form, whether it be practice or on the actual 53. So,
and you notice again, that's another guy that has connections with Jalen Hurts. This is this team digging in on, they're doubling down on him.
Yeah, well, and
they're down on him. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. It's the fact of the matter is, before this draft, I said to myself, are they going to show me that they're in on Hurts? Are they going to show me that they want to give him as much weapons as humanly possible? And, again, it depended on what they were going to do. And, hey, if they didn't draft a wide receiver in the first couple of rounds, I was going to be like, okay, I guess I don't care. Well, they didn't. But they traded for one. Amazing one. A young, talented one that's his best damn friend.
If you had to choose a receiver before the draft, a believable receiver for the Eagles to go get, would A.J. Brown not have been your first choice?
Either him or Debo.
Right.
1A, 1B, doesn't matter
Yeah,
which one
I mean,
you go.
mine was Debo, but yeah, AJ Brown was number 2. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And the fact that they're so young only adds to it. And if it wasn't for the amazing rookie class the year before,
Yeah.
AJ Brown would probably be, the top under 25 wide receiver in the league right now.
Oh yeah, easily.
You
Yeah,
know,
if it weren't for that rookie class.
I still think he's top 5 regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's an amazing, amazing draft. Now they also, again, because we talked about it, they didn't draft a corner, they didn't draft a safety, but what they did was they loaded up an undrafted free agent corners. They got Mario Goodrich from corner from Clemson, who they gave
Which I was surprised he didn't get drafted.
Right. Oh yeah, and he gave one of the largest fully guaranteed contracts to an undrafted free agent. So that should tell you a lot about how they feel about him. Also, Josh Joby, the corner from Alabama. Again,
I'm surprised he didn't get drafted.
I'm super surprised he didn't get drafted. I think he was dealing with like a turf toe injury, so that probably kind of cut him out of the draft there. But he was expected to be kind of a real early day 3 pick, like a 4th, 5th round, and he just slid. So they also got Josh Blackwell, a corner from Duke. He's a little undersized. He missed a full season in 2020 with a knee injury, but the dude has like track star speed, like 4.3 speed. So again, super talented. Another big name that I didn't think was going to be there and should have been drafted probably in the 5th round was Noah Ellis, a D tackle from Idaho.
Yeah.
Their Eagles were giving out mad money to undrafted free agents, more money than most people do.
Well, I think this was one of those drafts that it's funny. Every now and then you'll get one that's not necessarily top heavy, but is just really deep. And that's where you get a lot of those undrafted free agents that will make an impact on a roster.
Yeah, for sure. So they also went out and got Kennedy Brooks, the running back from Oklahoma. Again, added to the list. He had 3,000-yard seasons at Oklahoma. They got 2 quarterbacks. One big name, Carson Strong, out of Nevada, who again everyone just assumed would have been drafted super early.
I thought, 3rd, 4th rounds.
Yeah, he just kept falling. So hey,
well, once we saw some of these quarterbacks start to fall, and we only had one quarterback go on Thursday night. That made me think, man, there might be some opportunity. Like some of these guys may not get drafted. Either that, or I thought what I really thought was going to be on Saturday we were going to get a big push. We were going to have a run on quarterbacks, and that run just never came.
It just never came. You're absolutely right. So we got him. We got E.J. Perry, quarterback from Brown. So he's got to be pretty smart. They also picked up Britton Covey, wide receiver from Utah. He's a little bit older at 25. He's a super quick slot guy. Only 5'8", but can really move. Another big one is Reed Blankenship, safety from Middle Tennessee State, 5-year starter for Middle Tennessee State, and just absolutely had an insane 2021, 110 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 9 pass breakups as a safety, and was a 3-year captain there. So again, that leadership aspect is certainly important. And then let's see, 2 more. We have 2 guards. William Dunkel out of San Diego State and Josh Sills out of Oklahoma State were added. So, again, the guard portion of the offensive line room is pretty deep. And then, is that it? Did I get everybody? Yeah. So the Eagles certainly got a plethora of undrafted free agents to go along with their only 5 official draftees. But I mean, again, they brought in a good amount of people. They brought in a good amount of talent, and I'm just super excited to kind of see them on the field. I'm really excited about seeing AJ Brown. From this point, Wednesday to now, the Eagles got substantially better.
Yeah, in the last 5 days, this team is a lot better than they were 5 days ago.
Yeah. Now again, still a lot of holes, still a lot of things to
Mhm.
figure out. Who's the CB2? Who's this other starting safety? Those are questions that need to be
I
answered.
mean, like, do you ask the question? Are they really? Do they really believe that much in Zeke McPherson and
Or
and
take
F?
Allen, or yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I guess we're gonna find out depending on what moves they do. And again, there's always that June 1st
We
deadline.
will have that wave. Yeah.
Yeah, people get waived, and people are already marked for that. So, you know, um, Landon Collins
Yeah.
uh, has been designated post June 1st. So that's certainly a name that might pop up as he's a halfway decent safety at this point in his career, but I would assume he's a lot more serviceable than Marcus Epps. And there's a
I
few
would assume.
corners out there that I'd still like to have over Gowan or McPherson to kind of push them to give us more depth. So outside of that, honestly, what position right now are you saying outside of safety and corner? Are you going? Oh, I don't know. Like,
Nothing,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah, yeah. So, again, I think that's why a lot of people were certainly pushing for the Honey Badger, because again,
Sure.
that would have just secured that one, and then you
Oh, that'd
jump
have been perfect.
points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then all you'd have to do is worry about your second corner.
yeah. So I think the Eagles did a great job. Yes, would have loved to have a safety or corner, or again, Kyle Hamilton would have been nice, but. I think for what they ended up doing, I think we're going to really be really happy with Jordan Davis, and again the continued success on the defensive, and again with Cam Jurgens on the offensive line as well.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you. Lots to be excited about. And man, is it September yet?
seriously,
Ugh.
I honestly I'm chomping at the bit.
Yeah,
I'm ready to break out the tailgate and stuff. Believe me, I'm ordering more stuff on Amazon.
yeah. Green Day had that song "Wake Me Up When September Ends." Mine is "Wake Me Up When September Begins."
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I feel like I almost need to go to a Phillies game and not even necessarily go inside, but I think
I'm with you.
tailgate.
Let's do it.
Well, hell, why don't? Well, at that point, we don't need to drive all the way to Philly. Let's just have a party, right?
Yeah, I'm down for that too.
All right, screw it. Let's go.
Hey,
But yeah,
well,
real quick though. Oh, excuse me. I definitely want to mention a few things here, as I normally do. I want to give a huge shout out to La Terrain. I forgot to wear it, but next week I'll wear my brand new watch. I just got from la-terrain.com. Please make sure you're using code PSA for site-wide discounts. I also got a pretty nice pair of sunglasses as well. It was like $20 on sale, with the discount. So definitely check them out, laterrain.com, the official sponsor of the Philly Sports Alliance. Also wanted to mention all of you who are joining us from the Painted Lines. Thank you so much for joining us. We've gotten in a nice little partnership with Painted Lines. We stream on their YouTube. They stream on our Facebook when it's working. And yeah, it's been really great getting to know the guys. But if you have not heard of the Painted Lines, do yourself a favor. Head on over to thepaintedlines.com or to their YouTube channel. Just check out all their insane videos. They did such an amazing job for draft coverage. It's absolutely unreal. So certainly check them out, thepaintedlines.com. And then last but not least, we are proud to announce that we here at the Philly Sports Alliance have joined up with Six Pack Coverage. They are they're based out of Tennessee. National coverage there. Not only do they do sports and have amazing shows, like ours, like our brothers over at CEV, as we're doing a little bit of a Philly takeover on Six Pack, or trying to anyway. But they do, travel and food, lifestyle, exercise, like you name it, they run the gamut. They're just, having fun, producing content. shows and stuff like that, and obviously sports-minded folks over there. So check them out. You can check our stuff out over there as well at sixpackcoverage.com. So head on over there and check them all out. So yeah, that's all my plugs for right now. Eric, I want to spotlight you here.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me right now,
Okay.
as you see it, as the teams are what they are right now, where do you see the Philadelphia Eagles in the scope of the NFC, of the entire NFL? I'm gonna give you the floor here, and you just you run with it.
Okay. So I really think that the Eagles have really closed the gap. Like I really felt like when we looked at the Eagles at the end of the season, I just thought, man, we are light years behind the rest of this league as far as like elite contenders go. I feel like they've done a lot to close that gap, and reasons why being that one, the position of the wide receiver. Yeah, it had to get better at that number 2 wide receiver spot. And oh my goodness, did they get better at that number 2 wide receiver? Like you couldn't go into next year expecting Quez Watkins to be your number 2. And obviously Rieger and Arcega-Whiteside's not even playing the position anymore. So the move of getting A.J. Brown, I mean, that is just mind-blowing. That this team is going to go from a team that was passing deficient to I think now that position has become an area of strength. And so you have to be able to pass in this league. And we've already seen the Eagles know how to run the football. And I have plenty of confidence they haven't forgotten how to do that. And knowing that in the last 4 minutes of a game where you have the lead, or last 6-8 minutes of the game, you can just take the ball and you can take the air out of the game. That is something so many teams can't do. And that's something the Eagles have shown time and time again. Like, not only can they, that's their greatest strength. And now you put this offense. This offense is going to be fun to watch, guys. I can't tell you. We're going to see. If Jalen Hurts can't do it with what they've surrounded him with, then we will know for sure he's not the guy. But I'm telling you, I think we're going to find out he is the guy. And I've not been the biggest Jalen Hurts guy, but I think we're fixing to find out he's the guy. And it's because of what they've surrounded him with. You know, when you think about receivers who can just move the chains, and guys who can open up the field, you got a tight end who's just going to be as reliable as can be. He's the senior guy, the pass catchers. Like this is just – it is built for success. I'm really encouraged with where the Eagles are right now. I don't know that I have felt this encouraged after a draft in a long time. Like even 2017, I wasn't thinking that was their Super Bowl year.
Sure.
Like this is as encouraged as I've been for the Eagles after a draft. Probably since Andy Reid.
Yeah. No, I honestly, you made a lot of great points there. By the way, I'm thinking of we do this on a weekly now, doing the Eric spot. I like when you just pick a topic and we go with it for you.
Thank you.
Of course. So listen, the Eagles again, I think really hit it out of the park. A draft for sure. Yeah, I think the Kyle Hamilton thing might stick with a few people,
Sure.
and it's the excuse for the haters to continuously see. I told you, in like 5 years.
Yeah.
But
Kyle Hamilton's going to be a stud, but they're going to forget about the fact that Jordan Davis is also a stud.
I think we're going to be pleasantly happy with
I think
Jordan Davis. I mean, you literally just got 2 guys from one of the best college football defenses of all time, and you got right up the middle.
The other thing that I don't think can be overstated, the amount of chemistry this team is already going to have before they even hit training camp this year.
Yeah.
Kobe Dean and Jordan Davis, they were teammates at Georgia. And I swear, looking at the way Jordan Davis reacted, I think he was happier with the fact that Kobe Dean was coming with him than the fact that he was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, think about that. Think of how easy that's going to make his transition.
Sure.
Having a bud, a player, a teammate, a friend that's going to go with it, with you.
And imagine that, like, you're a rookie, it's your first time in the NFL, like, you're going into these meetings, and it's like, you got a buddy right there that's saying, like, oh, hey, remember, man, we got this meeting at this time. Like, you remember being in college, and, it was like, oh, crap, I got to go somewhere. Having somebody that you can kind of depend on to be there with you, that man, that can make all the difference.
Yeah, and Dean has obviously been the leader of that defense for some time, and again, having that person to lean on is going to make Jordan Davis's transition easier, and vice versa with Nakobe Dean. And then again, you have that aspect. Then you have the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts aspect. Like, yeah, you're getting people that are very comfortable with each other onto this team, and you're building around a pretty good core of youth on both the offense.
Would it surprise you if in 2 years that people are saying that Kobe Dean is the leader of the defense?
I would love nothing more than that.
Right.
Well, nothing more than that. That I can say, I told you so. No. I don't need to say that. By the way, so you know how I go and run down my people I need to thank or mention, or the fact that we're hanging out with the Painted Lines, or we're now on Six Pack Coverage. And of course, La Terrain Watch is our official watch sponsor of the PSA. There is one company that I want nothing more than to work with right now.
Okay.
And that's CILIST right here. It's a little faded here because of I put it in my front of my face. But yeah. I love these. If you've never had one, Eric, I've
never had one. I want to come over and
yes, you go and find one. They are really hard to find, by the way. Which I feel like even if I can't, work out a deal with Hoop Tea, CIL, who produces CIL spiked iced tea, they're really hard to get. And every time I'm calling somewhere, they're like, no, we don't got it. Oh, we just had some and sold out immediately. Like, it's so popular. And I am not a big fan of like spiked teas or lemonades or those type of things. This is like the perfect summer drink. I could drink it all day.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a beer distributor literally right down the street from from the campground that we stay at down in right outside of CIL. They have plenty of them.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, obviously.
They have them all the time. So,
by the way, if anybody is going anywhere near the shore, if someone could pick me up like 8 cases,
I'll pick you up some next time we go down. I will.
Seriously, I will.
Yeah, I will.
For as many cases as you can get. But what I would would love nothing more than to work with them, because again, I love their stuff, and I will personally endorse anything that I absolutely love.
Sure.
Just for the hell of it, just because I like it. But yeah, even if they could just tell me, hey, listen, like in your area, this is where we go. This is when our normal delivery times are. And let's Tuesdays 4:00, this location. Wednesday, this location 5:30, whatever it is. Just tell me. I will take off of work. I will make sure I'm there to buy it all up, because I absolutely will. Even if I could get that from them,
right? That would be enough of a deal for you.
That's an absolute win for the Philly Sports Alliance for sure. But I will continue to drink them as long as I have them on air, in hopes that I can work out a deal. I've already tagged them on Instagram, and I'm doing the slow work for world domination with CIL.
Well, yeah, of course.
But yeah, anyway, sorry, that was my next week. I can't wait to go back and edit the little clips, and then I can send it to them and be like, but anyway, amazing draft. There's a lot of people that put a lot of tireless hours of scouting, of hard work, of mock drafting, of all that, of producing content. Not just us here at Philly Sports Alliance, definitely over at the Painted Lines for sure, and of course, our new friends at Six Pack Coverage. They did an amazing job as well. just putting out great content. So, just a big thank you to everybody across the area and around the nation that puts the time in for the draft. It's something that we obviously all have in common, that we love the draft and love putting in the work and, love producing content and sharing our thoughts and knowledge with everybody. So hats off to everybody.
It's been amazing how much the draft coverage has grown. Like, you remember when you and I first started doing podcasts, and it was just like, man, like we'd have to Google guys' mock drafts and like check out all these so we could just see who some of these prospects were.
It was hard. It was real hard back in the day. For sure. That was 10 to 13 years ago when we were doing it that way.
Yeah, and now I jot down a list. Like, I watch the combine and I just jot down a mile-long list of names, and then I just go back to YouTube and watch all of them.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of do a little bit of work yourself. Without having the luxuries of real true game tape to dissect and go through. Obviously, don't have full access to stuff like that. But honestly, it's we love it. So we'll continue to do it, and can't wait for the draft next year, obviously. But I can't wait for even rookie camp to start next week, and all the other mini camps and OTAs and yada 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 yada, all that.
And I can't wait to I'm telling you, man, I'm so wired right now for it. Like, when they that first open practice, I'm like, now I don't care. I'm getting tickets. I'm going to the open practice. We're gonna tailgate before the open practice.
Hell yeah. So. Obviously, we're super excited about our future here at the Philly Sports Alliance, especially over at Six Pack Coverage. So please check them out, sixpackcoverage.com. One note I will say, next month, actually, no, this month, it is May.
Yeah.
This month, on Saturday, the 21st, Eric, myself, and I believe Ryan Fitterin from the Philly broadcast, and maybe some others, will be live in Pittman, New Jersey, outside of Lenny and Susie's Sports Memorabilia Shop. Please make sure you follow us for more information. We'll be live, like I said, May 21st, which is a Saturday from noon until whatever. Just, talking sports, talking birds. There will be giveaways. I believe there's a Wilbert Montgomery signed autographed jersey that will be given away. There'll be other swag given away from Philadelphia Underdogs Facebook group. Our good buddy Seamus, who runs that group on Facebook, is giving out T-shirts and other prizes from the Philadelphia Underdogs Facebook group. We'll have a few things to give out. So certainly stay tuned on that. But yeah, we'd love to see you. Pittman, New Jersey at Lenny and Susie's Sports Memorabilia. We'll, in fact, oh wait, do I have it? Yeah, I do. There it is.
Nice. There we go.
6 2nd Avenue in Pittman, New Jersey, 08071. And like I said, Lenny and Susie's Sports Memorabilia Shop. Our good buddy, Lenny. We've been going to him for a few years now for jerseys in Jersey. We'll go over there, and he literally has all types of Eagles jerseys, Sixers jerseys, Flyers, Phillies, doesn't matter. He's got jerseys coming out the wazoo. So we'll be there hanging out with Lenny, hanging out with Seamus, and hopefully hanging out with a lot of you guys. Hopefully you guys can come out. We can meet. We can talk a little sports, talk a little birds. And there'll be fantastic giveaways throughout the day and awesome guests as well. So please check it out. We've posted a few things this on our Facebook group. So again, if you're not following us on Facebook, please do so. You can certainly check us out on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and wherever you get podcasts there as well. Also, Philly Sports Alliance note, our good buddy Sean Cressman, a.k.a. the Bald Eagle, is coming back after his time away. So the Bald Eagle podcast, which is the second from the right, I believe, if you're looking that way, in between Broadcast and Sports Alliance. Logo is there. So the Bald Eagle podcast is coming back Wednesday night, I believe, at 8 o'clock. I'll certainly confirm all that. But if there is a show then you are a big Eagles fan and you love things just absolutely broken down bit by bit. Not only does Sean give amazing analysis and feedback and whatnot, but after each game, he breaks down each play, each drive like no one else in podcasting. So I highly recommend you follow him, give his stuff a listen. You can also find his stuff anywhere that you can find podcasts again through the Philly Sports Alliance. So we're excited to have him back on Wednesday. So we can't wait for that. But yeah, and obviously Sean's with us there at Six Pack Coverage as well. So yeah, we're one big happy family moving along and putting out some good shows. And we appreciate everybody who comments and follows and likes and shares and rates and reviews and whatnot, whatever buttons the social media platforms tell you. We appreciate when you hit them. So thank you very much. We're going to head out of here. We started a little late, but we're hungry and
it's time to eat. Yeah, it's time to eat. Time to eat and watch the Sixers.
Exactly. So thank you, everybody, again. We will see you guys next week. We will also see you out May 21st in Pittman, New Jersey for our live broadcast. But Eric, do you got anything to add before we pop on out of here?
Nah.
All right. Got to keep it consistent. All right, folks. Well, we will see you next week. And everybody have a great night. Go Birds. And for the Football Smack Talk show, I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 129 days to go.
We can do it, folks. Not that far away. We got this. All right, everybody. Go Birds!
Go Birds.
Thank you, Rufus.